Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's Lionel. I'm your host for L2 Productions. You are watching I Watch You Watch. We are covering Married to Medicine. This is season 11, episode 6. Happy New Year to everyone that's just getting back into the Bravo shows. All of the Bravo shows have recommenced, starting with that other poor show and this show. I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Please like this video. And also, you can subscribe and you can leave your comments below. Let's get into this episode.
Who was that old lady in the house with her? Who was she?
The old lady.
She had like thick glasses.
Okay, so that's my ex-husband's new wife.
I know you lying.
Miss Youthfulness can hardly walk in them shoes. Okay, but she brings the youthfulness out of the group. Whatever. I'm not gonna be before you long. This episode wasn't really giving much. It was a lot of lying and a lot of gaslighting. And Contessa, as much as I did like you, at this point, you no. Go back to your practice, because I don't like it when people want to lie. Whether I like Heavenly or not, you're just not going to just say whatever you want to say on camera. And not act like we didn't see what we saw about you and your marriage and your husband. That's the thing. That's quite crazy. So, of course, this is the aftermath of everything that transpired between Heavenly and Contessa. Jackie and Heavenly are in a golf cart. Jackie don't want to talk to Heavenly. Heavenly still want to kind of vent a little bit about what's going on. She said, "No, I can't do this right now. No." And Heavenly's like, "Oh, Jackie, you're not doing that right now." Do y'all ever notice that Heavenly's voice changes? I don't know if it's the times where she's trying to be sentimental or caring or something. Her voice changes for whatever reason. They get out and talk. You can see that Dr. Jackie is upset. And also, she talks about being hurt. Because Dr. Heavenly said, "I didn't push you down." It was Contessa. Contessa, Toya, and Brownlee, they go huddle. Contessa and Brownlee, they talking about, it's just crazy how they just let Heavenly get away with everything as far as the other women. They need to quit explaining her behavior. And Contessa said in her confessional, if she's the problem, then this isn't the group for you. It's not the group for you. You don't know how to be honest. You can't even admit to the stuff that we see documented on television about what you and your husband were going through. Reality TV isn't for you. It should be for you, but for whatever reason, you want to backtrack. And it's cool for healing in your family. Ups and downs happen, but quit acting like we didn't see what we saw. That's the thing that bothers me. Toya says, when Dr. Heavenly gets to a certain point, she's going to just go to a place that's not good. Contessa says she gets pleasure out of bringing pain to others. And then they were like, "I don't understand why they don't say more." And Brownleaf said Jackie needs to say more. Now, if you follow Dr. Heavenly at all, she says that Dr. Jackie is always saying something to her behind the scenes. And I believe that. There's times where she's on her live. Dr. Jackie is listening and she will call in and say, "Hey, that's enough right there." Whatever they want out of Dr. Jackie on camera, you might not just get it. Sometimes she will. Dr. Jackie just say, "You know what, I can't really defend Heavenly on that. They keep talking about the whole Yo Mama stuff. For me, I'm not everybody, and I'll just say it that way. A Yo Mama joke from Dr. Heavenly is not going to faze me at all, because she knows that is her go-to line about everything. Why y'all getting upset about that? I don't know. For me. But if y'all are offended by that, or if Contessa all of a sudden wants to get offended by that, you act like you haven't been here since season 5 and have not seen how Dr. Heavenly operated. Did you tell Dr. Heavenly before, don't say nothing about my mama? So, Quad and Phaedra, they're back, they're eating right now. Both of them agree that they don't like the mama joke. Comment. Jackie comes back, Heavenly comes back, Simone comes back. I think that was all. The rest of them, the youthfulness folk, went to the room. Jackie said, look, we gotta see, does anyone have anything to get out? Let's get it out right now. Quad asked Jackie, did you apologize to me just to pacify me? And she said, no, I meant it. Everything I wanted to be sorry for, that's why I made the comment, blah, 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 blah. Quad expressed how she still felt about Napa. Everybody all of a sudden, oh, why they do that? Why is she still talking about that? Because it was an uproar on social media, and now all these fans got nothing to say anymore and acting like Quad is tired. They didn't want to apologize to her, even at the reunion. They went as far as Dr. Jackie was saying, wondering if Quad was the one that released that video of her being a bad doctor to women, black women in specifics. That's how bad it was. It was bad that she was re-triggering Quad and her family in regards to what happened to her niece. What world are we living in as if we don't know? I don't care how dramatic Quad is. She had a right to be dramatic, if that's what we're going to call it today. And I don't understand y'all. Whatever y'all got going on, that's just quite crazy, because now y'all got to change in the tune, because it looks like Quad is getting back in. But Quad still has an issue as to their unapologetic self. But we were supposed to bow down to Jackie as she gave a ungenuine apology about that past viral thing, that video that went viral. Y'all are crazy to me. The fan base is crazy. Phaedra was like, that Napa thing is never ending. If you notice that Phaedra was very annoyed by Quad. Quad said a couple weeks ago on one of the reviews with Dr. Heavenly, she had confronted Phaedra at some point on that trip, because it was told to her that it was Phaedra that was leading the pack for Quad to leave the show and the group. Phaedra denied it. Because of what Quad said and how Phaedra was acting, I couldn't believe it. So Quad cried and all that good stuff. Her and Simone said, I thought we were good, and then after the New York, then all of a sudden we were back to square one again. And she said mentioning that did set her back. And Quad went into more on one of the lives saying, hey, I had other people that I had to answer to that have nothing to do with the show about you guys re-bringing that up. She said that she tried to tell production to cut that out. Please don't do that, It set her back. She said that after nobody checked on her for 7 weeks, I lost weight, So Simone ends up saying, I was wrong. And she also said, look, I don't want her to feel any more pain or whatever. So I'm going to apologize, and we're just going to see what happens there. Right now, there's no expectation, but I guess they're going to get back on a better foot. Jackie prays. And Phaedra's rolling her eyes. Miss Holiness is rolling her eyes. Jackie and Simone. Oh, she's getting checked over. Jackie said, I'm not hurt like that, but I am pretending so that people can see what really could have happened because of how that they were acting the other day. Whatever, Jackie. Contessa and Phaedra are talking about last night. She says, Contessa, I am not responsible for what happened. I blacked out. I don't even remember everything. That's the same excuse that Perfect Portia gives every time she gets into an altercation. I blacked out. I don't remember nothing. You don't remember saying all that stuff about Damon? Okay. Later on, I think Dr. Jackie, Quad was there, possibly Simone, but Heavenly said, I was wrong for saying that your mama's. And I'll apologize. Quad already just said it's kind of her go-to. Whatever. I guess because of how contestants reacted, they thought that they needed to get into Heavenly's tail. Contessa's just, I'm sorry, she's been here since season 5, and all I can say is for me, I'm just not going to be offended by that. Sorry. So back at home, Cecil, Scott, and G, they do ATV racing. We find out that Scott and Contessa, they're practicing together. Contessa's there 70% of the time, and he's there for 40% of the time. We see this video of, it looks like Contessa takes up his slack while he goes working out. They talk about G and Dr. Damon as to how Dr. G feels like he is owed an apology. Now, Dr. Damon and Dr. Eugene, they actually have time together. This is the first time they've hung out together in 11 years or 10 years. But what? And they actually knew each other before the show. And Toya was the one that recommended Dr. Heavenly for the show. Dr. Eugene, he's just giving his opinion as to probably what is going on with Dr. G in this whole situation. I think he feels like Dr. G was being dismissed in regards to his feelings. And Dr. Damon's like, well, just say something, you know. Dr. Eugene says that Damon and G are kind of on the reserve side, and they do need to speak up more, blah, 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 blah. And possibly Dr. Damon has to be the bigger person in this. Again, Dr. G thinks that he's owed an apology. In his confessional, he says because of what Heavenly and T were arguing about, I became a casualty. But Dr. G, you keep forgetting that your wife made Dr. Damon a casualty. Then Heavenly made you a casualty. And when Dr. Damon addressed you about it, you were nonchalant. But somehow, because of how low Dr. Heavenly, that stings. But that needs to be addressed, but nothing that your wife did. That's the thing that's very weird. They want to pin everything on Dr. Heavenly. It wasn't like that, though. Y'all can leave your comments below and let me know what I missed. And we can dialogue together in regards to that. If Dr. Heavenly was the only one that was doing stuff, and where did it actually come from? Y'all let me know. It's to the place of either Dr. G offers an olive branch or they just don't F with each other. Because the consequence of Dr. G feeling like he's a casualty is that he was not recommending referring patients to Dr. Damon because of stuff that was going on with their wives. And I don't think that was fair. Somehow y'all think that the husband is supposed to get their woman in check. Like, who does that? Not in no marriage, not for real. So back at the ranch, Contessa apologizes for her behavior. Is this sincere, Contessa? Because you just said that you weren't responsible for nothing. Is this performative for the group? I don't know, because it's like we're getting 2 Contessas in one episode. Phaedra had her whole speech about whatever, about being... Maybe the purpose of this trip was to try to get people back on track that had issues with one another. But how? By doing a photo shoot? And then having Toya ask messy questions? That was supposed to be the leaders of this group, and Contessa was part of the ringleader of the mess, along with Toya. So they were just thinking, possibly when we get back, we got work to do, but they want it to be more organically and all this good stuff, and they all agreed to it. Heavenly's like, we may never be friends, her and Contessa, but maybe just get to a place where we're just cordial. We just say, hi, Contessa, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Brownleaf was like, Heavenly, I think you need to just stop insulting people. And Heavenly's like, look, I'm not there with you. I don't want to really talk to you right now. She's still going, no, I need you to. And everybody else is like, what are you doing? This is not the time and the place. It's very heated right now. Nobody's going to resolve anything. Well, Phaedra says, well, the one positive thing that's happened is that there's been some resolve between Simone and Quad. And they say, yeah, we're going to work on stuff, blah, 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 blah. And then Phaedra prays. And then I rolled my eyes, because if you can roll your eyes at somebody else, then I can roll my eyes at you, because now you want to pray. Dr. Jackie talks about that she's doing her second annual Met Gala. We're finding out that Phaedra is going to be a co-chairperson, a co-helper, whatever you want to call it. So back at home, we're getting little interludes. Toya and the boys are washing the car. Toya is too much saying, because they don't really want to wash the car. I said, this is what you should be doing and what you'll be doing when you get cars. You want them clean for when you go pick up girls. And they're all like, they don't want to talk about girls with you, Toya. Sorry. And what is the fixation of getting young boys who are just entering puberty to start mixing and mingling amongst girls? And y'all do that to the daughters too. But y'all go so far as to have doll sets where you're getting married and cooking and taking care of babies. And then you wonder why at age 14, the daughters are getting pregnant. I don't get it. Of course, stuff can happen. I'm not going to say will happen, because every child is not the same. I'm sorry. Some just are reserved and just will wait to have sex or whatever. So, hey. Dr. Heavenly and Zach, they're at the doctor's dentist's office, and T.S. Madison is a patient. T.S. Madison starts flirting with Zach, saying, hey, if you need a wife, I'm a cougar. Phaedra's at her coffin place, funeral place, and she's just talking about, I need to look cute and all that. I don't even know what that was all about. Are you doing a commercial or something? I don't know. Contessa and Scott, we get a scene with them. Their daughter Layla took a basketball that I think is signed by an NBA player. Then later on, they go sit by the pool. Layla does her thing, and they said that Curtis called Eugene and saying, what's going on with your wife? It looked like Contessa and Jackie got into it. She was trying to hold her off and knocked her down. Contessa said that's not what happened. But didn't you just say you blacked out? She said, let me tell you what happened, even though I said I blacked out. So this is all Heavenly's fault. So she just talked about how Heavenly just was going low, and then she said that about our marriage and about you, and Eugene was like, it looked like she just stuck there. She's in this loop. And Contessa and Eugene had the nerve to fix their mouths to say that there's nothing wrong in their marriage. The only thing that was wrong with Scott is that he has an avoidant personality. He doesn't like to argue. He don't like anything. At the bare minimum, we know that you guys are toxic enough to feed off of negative energy of arguing with each other so that y'all could have makeup sex. But you say you don't like to argue. You said the most that you've ever done is worn a costume of Ike Turner. That's what I'm talking about, just a little bit of how Contessa and Scott led on with their storyline as far as the marriage. And it's still cool if you fix stuff, but quit acting like we don't know what's going on. But he says I'm not abusive. Then Contessa said about Dr. Heavenly saying your mama. And then she doubled down and said that about Dr. Heavenly said F your mama. No, that's not what Dr. Heavenly said. But you're a liar. And then she just said, there's nothing there. Nothing there for me and Heavenly. But you were just talking about with Phaedra and them that maybe at some point we would just want it to be organic and nothing contrived. As us like talking and talking things out. I was hopeful for things to get better out on this trip. How? What were you doing to try to make things better? I want to throw this phone right now. Shut up. How you gonna be doctors and just want to be idiots for a show? So Dr. Jackie is meeting with her assistant, Monet, and Phaedra comes over. She talks about her budget right now for the Met Gala. They're $15K in the hole. Phaedra has not been on her P's and Q's. Dr. Jackie has been trying to get a hold of Phaedra for a while. She's been sending her text messages and all that. Phaedra is making all these promises of getting all of the contributions from the connections she has. She has a lot of doctor friends, even though the doctor boyfriend would not sign off to come on the show. She's got all these connections, and one thing she can do is is to raise funds. I said, really? 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 You're going to be meeting in parking lots like you do to get payments for your clients when you have court cases? And she said that she believes that she'll get $100K easily. And she got to get it in a week. And Dr. Jackie was like, really, I don't think, I mean, that's not what my goal was. It was just like to make $25,000. That's it. But you set it all the way up there. So we shall see what happens on next week. But hey, if she can pull in $100K, then I need her to be a financial advisor for me. But y'all let me know about this episode. It wasn't really much, but whatever. Contessa's a liar. You need to get off the show. You have nothing going on, and this season needs to pick up. But it's cool to have some type of new drama. It looks like it's forming with Dr. Jackie and all that, and Phaedra. So we're going to see what happens on next week. But that's all I do have. You guys enjoy your week. Thank you for coming by. Like this video and also subscribe. And again, share your thoughts on this week's episode in the comments below. Until the next one, peace.